A journey that started with 736 teams back in February, with teams right around the nation, comes to its conclusion at a packed Coopers tonight. The FFA Cup plated with 24-carat gold, and modelled in the style of its predecessor, the Australia Cup, first contested back in 1962, is the prize that awaits the winners. Well, let's take a check on the team news, and Adelaide United make 3 changes from the 11 that started against City on Sunday in the A-League. Ryan Strain is back after suspension, Ben Halloran returns after a stomach virus, and Al Hassan Toure, probably the find of the FFA Cup in 2019, will lead the attack. Jordan Elsey, Mirko Boland and George Blackwood all miss out through injury. James Troisi is, of course, ineligible. 18-year-old Lachlan Brooke is on the bench. Now, 3 changes for City as well. Curtis Good returns to the back line in place of Richard Winbickler. Josh Brillante reclaims his role in midfield from Roston Griffiths. And Uruguayan Adrian Luna gets just his 2nd cup start as Rami Najarine drops down to the bench. Only goalkeeper Dean Bazanis survives from City's cup final win 3 years ago against Sydney. Melbourne City get the 6th FFA Cup final underway. Will the Reds become the first team to retain the trophy, or will Melbourne City become the first away side to lift the cup, Andy Harper?
Yeah, g'day Simon. Well, the form goes with Melbourne City. It's time Adelaide won a game since the A-League started. They've been good enough to. And I think spurred on by this wonderful crowd at this beautiful stadium on a gorgeous night here in Adelaide, I think the Reds can do it.
The Adelaide players and their supporters. Noon finds the gap expertly. Jamieson and McLaren. Well, in the sort of form he's in, you'd have almost put that down as a banker as 1-0 for City.
Well, great chance fashion. It's a beautiful effort from McLaren. And the ball is fairly fizzed into him. He's just looked to glance it. I think it was a great option. Just going wide.
They got the 2 goals at the weekend, which ultimately did for Adelaide United, despite a response from Riley McGree. And a big chance to put City in front.
Jamieson with the eyes up. It's a really flat delivery. Just, you can see, going for the glance to the far post. Big question whether Izzo would have got there. Were it to be on target? Good start from Melbourne City.
Slow starts have been Adelaide's problem so far this season. They've found themselves 2 goals down pretty early on in both A-League matches so far. Something they have to try and rectify tonight. So far, so good for them. Toure's ball. Aria can't get the better of Delbridge. Laid back by Wales, and then further by Luna. Off the head of Noon, returned by Maria. Al Hassan Toure. With a little arm across the face from Curtis Good for his troubles. Isn't he a great story, Al Hassan Toure? Came here as a kid. Paul Maroney, a little bit short. Jakobsen, his central defensive partner, helped him out. Maroney looking to utilise the pace in behind of Nikola Miliusnic, who's got away for the moment from Galloway. It's Miliusnic, and Galloway stood his ground. And Jamieson will complete the tidy-up. And there is then a push on Strain, so the Reds will have a free kick. It might have been more for them. Luna over the top of Michael Jakobsen, set up by McLaren. And the effort from Lachlan Wells in the end is into the fans behind the goal. But City looking pretty good.
Well, again, that ball delivered to Jamie McLaren was really good, and it was made to look even better by the run of McLaren. This is just the end of it, getting blindside of Jakobsen, and then a good touch for Lachie Wells, who couldn't come to the party with his left foot.
What's been interesting down here as well is Lachie Wales has looked really fatigued in this opening 15 minutes. Eric Mombarts was up and barking instructions. He was struggling to get back to defend that corner. So I just hope he gets his second win sooner rather than later for City.
Good stuff, Robbie. Thank you.
Geez, it's not very long into the game to be tanking. We might have to get Robbie Cornthwaite to do some more sleuthing down there, as well as his ear-wigging.
You're a funny guy, Holmes. McGree gets the throw off Jamison. Home fans trying to lift the noise levels. Has been a little bit subdued early on. Say the same about the Reds' display so far. Just the odd glimpse of an opening on either flank for Milojusnic and Halloran. City, by and large, seem to have settled the better of the two. Delbridge claiming the foul, but Alex King not interested. Ryan Strain. Jamison in close attendance to steer it away from Halloran, and now McLaren galloping down the touchline and looking to attack Michael Morone. Trying to curl it straight into the midriff of Izzo. Strange throw over the head of Toure. Delbridge for good. Now they can open up the pitch through Galloway. Galloway might have a crack himself here. Steered away by Morone. Controlled by Metcalf. Jamison darts through the gap. Little 1-2 with Luna. Noon is out wide, building nicely City. Steered away by McGree for the time being. Back in by Good. Off the thigh of Morone. Lifted over the top by Metcalf, and Morone's there a second time.
Well, Michael Morone's been very prominent for Adelaide in defence. Started the game really well. Entering the veterans class now is Michael. I don't know. He looks fresh as a daisy to me, but playing very well.
Famously sent off in that final 2 years ago after the altercation with the ball boy against Sydney. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Al Hassan Toure, Milojusnic in the middle. Oh, he went near post. Al Hassan Toure! What a finish. He has simply exploded onto the scene in this year's FFA Cup. And the refugee from Guinea has just made himself a local hero. 1-0 for the Reds.
Well, Ryan Strain hits a beautiful pass outside the defence and in behind the fullback. And Al Hassan Toure, everyone thinks he's going to square the ball. But this is a moment of brilliance. Brilliant summing up of the situation. Brilliant vision to see the gap. And then the finish, the technical quality speaks for itself. This youngster's on fire.
Extraordinary maturity for such a young man. His 5th goal in this year's FFA Cup. What a story is building around this young man. He says his mom doesn't come and watch his games because she gets too nervous. But if she's watching on television, she'll be the proudest mum in Australia at this very moment. Very clever finish to catch out Dean Bazanis at his near post. And all that, Andy, after you'd probably say that Melbourne City had the better of things in the early stages.
Yeah, definitely. I'd just come short of saying that the goal was against the run of play.
Just too far in advance of Jamison, who's now out of position. And the Reds could exploit that. It's Riley McGree on the ball. And he and Delbridge collapse almost simultaneously. McGree insists it was a foul. Delbridge's smile suggests he thinks differently.
Well, the touch is too heavy from Riley. It's a good idea.
Well, both got down by hit by the snipers.
Yeah, there's nothing that Delbridge has done wrong there. There's no free kick for Adelaide. It's too heavy was the touch, but McGree was found beautifully. Chance to atone now from the kid from Gawler.
Dinks it over the top into the path of Nikola Miliusnic. Back through Kitto, who's lost out to Wales. And City could launch a counter. And Kitto, trying to atone, has committed the infringement.
Well, can often result in a yellow card. Twice he's had a little grab, and Lachie Wales has rewarded the handiwork from Brian Kitto by going down, but the ref didn't see a yellow card in it. Could have been. Kitto had a great chance to launch the Adelaide attack. Poor technique let him down.
Harrison Delbridge going to inject himself into the attack for Melbourne City. He's strong enough to hold off one player, and he's going to have a go here. Well, why not?
Jeez, he put some into that. And Harrison Delbridge. Another example to support the fact that Harrison Delbridge can handle himself with the ball at his feet. It's a good burst. Look, this is halfway. That's the halfway line is just broken. So he gets past Miliusnic, does the business on Doriga, a little nutmeg on Miliusnic again, and a thunderous shot.
Not exactly a renowned goal scorer. He hasn't scored in over 2 years in senior football, since his days in the States with FC Cincinnati. They were now in the MLS. They weren't when Delbridge played for them.
Decent story though, FC Cincinnati. They've had a shocking time of it on the field.
Well, there's their former player, and he got a bit fortunate there.
But averaged the third highest crowds in the MLS of FC Cincinnati. And that's no mean feat, because the crowds in the MLS, bar one or two clubs, are going through the roof.
Yeah. It's Atlanta United that have over 50,000 average, don't they? Here's Kitto up against Wales again. Adelaide throw. It's packed gallery at Cooper Stadium. Enjoying the balmy temperatures and the prospect of maybe another cup success. Gonzalez with the long diagonal. Noon coming back from an offside position. Free kick Adelaide. To pick up on your point that you made a few minutes ago, Harps, why is it that Craig Noon has not really been able to get into the game so far?
Well, it's not because of the way they're setting up. So he's deployed wide, and those diagonal balls keep getting fired.
Here's one through the guts of the City defence, and Michael Maria's onto it. Toure waiting. It's Al Hassan Toure. Has he delayed too long? Halloran. City scramble well and prevent a second goal. But they were all at sea defensively there. And Al Hassan Toure might have had a second.
Well, I might be getting well ahead of myself here, but I think he was too unselfish there. I actually thought when he received the ball, he felt completely confident to do something special. But he felt obliged to try and set someone else up. That's honestly what I thought when he was receiving that. And if I could get into his ear, I'd say, mate, forget that play. The Mark Viduka medal's at stake here tonight. And he could have scored a Viduka-type goal then.
Another lovely release by Brillante meantime. Wales, here's Luna inside the box. Down he goes. And Craig Noone was just asking the question as to whether there might have been an infringement. Crucially, perhaps, Luna doesn't protest too much. Good news is Adrian Luna's up and about. We're into first half stoppage time. There we go, an intriguing first 45. Al Hassan Toure is the name on everybody's lips around Cooper Stadium. A lovely finish on 25 minutes, a cheeky 1-2, his 5th in this year's FFA Cup. That's the difference. He might have had a second. City have had their moments. Jamie McLaren whizzed one header wide. Harrison Delbridge had a stinging drive, but they have it all to do in the second half. The Reds 45 minutes away from a record 3rd FFA Cup. They lead Melbourne City at the break by 1-0. And we are all set for the second half. Adelaide get underway. No changes made in terms of personnel by either coach at the break. Adelaide defending this imperious home cup record in the FFA Cup. Oh, Harrison Delbridge, cool as you like. He was obviously supremely confident in the abilities of his goalkeeper to read that then, Andy.
Welcome to the second half. Harrison Delbridge, at the outset of which, Simon, can I just clear something up? That chance for Al Hassan Toure, because I noticed Robbie Cornthwaite thought I was suggesting he should have backheeled and whatever. My actual preference when that ball comes in is that he rolls the defender, a la Mark Viduka, after whom the player of the cup final gets the Viduka medal. And then I'm thinking to myself, wow.
Let's just watch and see how this develops. Miliusnic, great ball, chance. Ben Halloran didn't really catch it cleanly at that back post, and it's a routine save in the end for Bazanis.
Yeah, good play from Adelaide United. Just to very quickly finish the point, you're Al Hassan Toure, youngster at the start of your career. You get to the cup final night, you're involved in this movement with a one-touch ball. Miliusnic to the back stick, and Halloran meets it reasonably well. Al Hassan Toure, should he score 2 goals and if that other one had materialised, he scores one like Ned Zelic, one like Mark Viduka. What about announcing yourself on cup final night? That's what I can imagine for him. I mean, he's not at the level, obviously, of those 2 guys, but
he's chasing the ball down here, which he's done so successfully. He's trying to get around Curtis Good, who's sticking with him. Still Toure. Chance here for Dorigo. And City survive that particular raid, at least for the time being. Toure's won it back. Home fans really warming to the youngster.
And I'm Adelaide United. Coach for Baker, I'm saying feed the beast, give him the ball, let him play. He's when Rabona crosses into the box now, full of confidence, full of ability.
This is Good and Delbridge keeping the ball between them and trying to assess the situation ahead. Galloway brought into play. Luna. City do have, of course, a potential game changer on the bench in Rami Najjarine. There's that diagonal switch again. This time finds its mark in Craig Noone, but he was well marshalled by Ryan Strain, who's having a good game. Right fullback. Toure all wrapped up by Delbridge, but he's got the better of him. Threads it through. Riley McGree's away. Miliusnic square. Halloran as well. It's 2 for the Reds. One hand on the FFA Cup for Adelaide United, thanks to Ben Halloran.
Well, it's way too early to say Adelaide are going to win the cup. for consecutive years. It's not too early to say we're watching a very, very special talent. Harrison Delbridge, as I've said repeatedly, he's in tears, the kid. Why not? What a performance. Harrison Delbridge is one of the best defenders in the league. He's a beast of a defender. Look at what Toure does to him. Turns him inside out and threads, not for the first time tonight, a perfect pass. And then the Adelaide players, more experienced, do the business from there. Halloran, a beautiful, composed finish, but look at this kid get rid of a beast of a defender and then set the attack fair. Riley McGree hard to stop when he's bursting out of midfield like that. And Ben Halloran with the finish. It's a super goal for Adelaide United to send them two clear.
And he was just overcome with the emotion of the moment. Still might be. Wiping the tears away, the youngster. What a contribution to this cup final. I don't know if they're getting the broadcast in West Africa. There might well be. He's got family back in Guinea. I'm sure they're tuning in. There's the flag of Liberia, the nation of his parents.
For Halloran, he couldn't obviously be in the middle to not at home, but he would have been able to reach it.
Good win in the air by Wales. Luna's ball out to Noon. It's pretty useful down the line. The Reds fans thought Connor Metcalfe was offside there. No flag. Steered away to safety for now by Morone. Pinched by Craig Noon. That should have been 2-1 and he knows it. A couple of years ago. He and his teammates have got a lot of work to do if he's to add to that winners' medal tonight. That's an intelligent header though by McLaren to bring Metcalfe into the play. Jamison steaming forward down the left, looking to get to the byline. Plenty in the middle. McLaren is there. And the decision is a corner. City starting to show some sparks of life, Andy.
A couple of great chances in front of goal. Adelaide need to be warned. You know, 2-goal leads can evaporate. Adelaide players claiming that there was either a foul or a corner. McLaren pretty definite.
Noon's corner, and it was Jamison on the volley, but to no great effect against his old employers. Beaten in the air by McGree and helped on by Toure to the sort of area he knew Nikola Miljosnic would be advancing into. That's beautifully controlled by McGree to take him clear of Belante and open up the pitch here. Halloran and a tap in, Nikola Miljosnic. The cup is staying in Adelaide surely now as Nikola Miljosnic becomes the first player in the short history of this competition to score in 2 cup finals. It's red heaven in the city of churches.
Well, the tactical change from Melbourne City, whilst giving them some good possession, has seen the Sky Blues come a cropper. Lockie Wales, the number 18, can't recover to the back stick defensively. And it's that extra fullback they're missing. Delbridge can't sweep the danger clear. Halloran with a beautiful delivery. Miljosnic ghosts in unpatrolled. Beautiful work from the starlet. Riley McGree to feed Halloran. And the unmarked Nikola Miljosnic with the tap in to make the Reds go 3 clear.
And he walks like an Egyptian towards the corner flag. And runs like a cup winner back to halfway, which he surely will be in half an hour's time. There doesn't look to be a way back now for Melbourne City, Andy.
Well, let's put it in these terms. If there is a way back, it's going to be a hell of a cup final. It's already been great to watch from an Adelaide viewpoint.
Mistake by Metcalfe. Toure. Not quite. Christian Opseth is going to be with us next break in play. Well, they're just Going to check on the well-being of Ryan Strain before they make that change. Jakobsen faced by McLaren, who gets away from them. Could be a chance here. Lockie Wales, has it got away from him? Still there for Luna. Blocked by Jakobsen, who just threw his body in the way. Still there for Noon. McLaren, what a turn by Jamie McLaren. And again, Michael Jakobsen, who has been immense tonight, stretches out a boot and puts it behind for a corner. Quickly taken, short, floated in by Jamison. Delbridge throws himself at it, but can't make a connection.
That was a great effort from Melbourne City. And their focus psychologically must be not to look at this a 3-goal margin.
Here's a chance potentially for City.
Forget the 3-goal deficit. Let's just get one and see what happens. You know, teams that are able to do that, Simon, experienced players that are able to just forget the big picture and hit the first target, can then get to the big picture. But you fall into the trap of thinking we've got to do this all at once, and it doesn't happen for them.
Here's a chance for the Reds to extend their lead further. Christian Opseth just off the bench. Opseth blocked by Good, still alive. And over the top it goes from Mile Usnic, who was looking for a double.
No, it's a good effort. Good effort from Mile Usnic. Good work from Opseth. He just didn't have the speed to go through with it. Beautiful ball from Riley McGree. Fine performance from him. Just didn't have the speed to get past Good, and then the technique to nudge him out of the way, step across him. But his setup was good. It was a good second effort from Opseth. And Usnic tried, did well. Nice effort.
Nazarene, square for Brillante. City searching for hope for a toehold in the cup final. Nazarene, too much on that for McLaren. Mile Usnic. Opseth. Oh, lovely ball by the Norwegian. Square is Riley McGree if they can find him. Here is McGree! The cherry on top from the boy from Gawler. Riley McGree makes it 4. Get the ribbons out. Get the red ribbons out. The cup is staying here in the City of Churches.
Well, coach, Jan Verbeek can just stand and applaud. And 15,000 Adelaide fans here tonight can join their coach and dip their lid at this wonderful move from this super young team that have cut the riches of Melbourne City to ribbons. Cut them to ribbons here in Adelaide. Not an answer, but a goal again from Riley McGree, who sets one up and then helps himself on the turn to one for himself.
Well, he left Melbourne City to come home during the off-season. And this is quite a homecoming tonight. The Reds dishing out a cup final hammering to Melbourne City. They can scarcely believe it. And Melbourne City, as you rightly point out, Harps, who've been so promising in the first couple of rounds of the A-League, have just been torn apart.
Well, 4 breathtaking goals here from Adelaide United. Not a tap in amongst them, in the sense that I'm sure you'll understand. Beautiful, flowing, fast, crisp, confident, positive.
Well, a goal now would surely just be consolation for City, if they could even get that far.
He's something special, Riley McGree.
Oh, there's a bit of afters with Jamieson, and Jamieson wants to take it further. This could all kick off here between McGree and Jamieson. Teammates, of course, last year at Melbourne. Jakobsen didn't really need to get involved. The two captains now squaring up. And Jamieson does have a bit of a short fuse. Jakobsen, that's a useful ball for Konstantopoulos. Could there be more here for the Reds? Jamieson, kept honest by Halloran. Strong run by Denny Jonro. Lachlan Wales. Jonro. Wales again. McLaren can't reach it, and it's palmed away by Izzo.
Yeah, good goalkeeping. It didn't have to tie it, it just had to get cleared. Good little sprint from Izzo to punch that ball clear once it got there.
Five minutes to go. Nazarine's corner. Ryan Strain's header clear. All the way back through Josh Brillante. Harrison Delbridge now operating as a centre forward alongside Jamie McLaren. They're just desperate for something. It doesn't look, and really hasn't looked in this second half, that Craig Noon chance aside, like they were ever going to get anything.
And that was the moment that had been dealt with expertly by Adelaide United. A good start from Melbourne City in the first half, couldn't nose clear. Adelaide came back into it and then just blitzed by beautiful goal scoring.
Now the noise around Coopers lifts another decibel or two. A crowd of almost 15,000 inside, and they're loving this. Kitto losing out. Delbridge. Down the line by Maria. He's just gone along the line at the bench and done the high five. He knows the job is done. Here's Jonro. Is there consolation? Jamieson! Not even that at the end for the former Adelaide United fullback.
Well, this one sums it up for Melbourne City. A couple of key chances came and went for them and just got blitzed by some wonderful Adelaide United play, which has given them a 4-goal lead in the 2019 FFA Cup.
Glance at the watch from Alex King. Champagne is on ice here in Adelaide. What a mighty performance it's been from the Reds. There it is. Cup Kings indeed. The biggest ever margin of victory in an FFA Cup Final. Al Hassan Toure had a night to remember. He certainly wasn't alone. The Reds, the first team to retain the FFA Cup and the first team to win it 3 times, as Melbourne City become the latest away side to fall victim to the Cup Final curse. Herjan Babak follows on from Josip Gombau and Marco Kurtz. 3 foreign coaches, 3 Cup Final wins, 4 goals on the night from Toure, Halloran, Milosnic and McGree. It was a Cup Final hammering dished out by the Reds. Adelaide United, FFA Cup winners 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, just before Michael Jakobsen and the team lift up the trophy, the coach, Herchan Verbeek, Adelaide United